You know that moment. It's 1:37 in the morning. You're wide awake. Your mind is racing through everything you said wrong today, everything due tomorrow, every possible catastrophe waiting around the corner. Your chest feels tight, like there's a band wrapped around your ribcage. And you keep sighing, these deep, involuntary sighs that come from somewhere below your conscious control. You've tried the meditation apps. You've done the breathing exercises. Maybe you even bought that lavender pillowcase everyone was talking about. But the anxiety keeps coming back. And it doesn't travel alone. It brings friends, a hair-trigger temper that surprises even you, a knot in your stomach that won't untie, long nights staring at the ceiling while your brain replays every awkward conversation from the past decade. Here's the thing that nobody told you. Not your therapist, not your doctor, definitely not the wellness influencer with the perfect morning routine and the sponsored ad for green powder. That anxiety, it's not just in your head, it's in your liver. Hey friends, this is East and Inner. I'm Ollie, just me talking to you. Today we're going somewhere that Western medicine almost never goes. We're going to look at your anxiety not as a brain chemistry problem, not as a serotonin deficiency or a glitch in your amygdala, but as a traffic jam in your body, orchestrated by an organ that you probably associate only with filtering last night's glass of wine, your liver. And by the end of this episode, you're going to understand three things. Why that 3 a.m. wake up isn't random. It's on a schedule your body has been keeping for thousands of years. Why you explode over a dirty dish after holding it together all day. And why that's actually a clue, not a character flaw. And why the answer isn't another meditation app. The answer is movement. Physical movement, emotional movement, the movement of Qi itself. Let me introduce you to the liver you don't know. In the Western medical textbook, the liver, lowercase l, is a hardworking organ. It filters your blood, produces bile, metabolizes medications, stores glycogen. It performs over 500 functions, most of which you never think about. And that's genuinely impressive. But in Chinese medicine, the liver, with a capital L, is so much more. It's been described for over 2,000 years in texts like the Huangdi Neijing, the Yellow Emperor's Inner Classic. And in that framework, the liver isn't just a filter. It's the general of your body's army. Think about what a general does. A general doesn't fight on the front lines. A general stands back, surveys the entire battlefield, and directs the movement of troops, strategy, planning, making sure everything flows smoothly and everybody gets to where they need to be. That's your liver. Its single most important job is ensuring the smooth, free flow of qi, your body's vital energy, to every cell, every tissue, every organ system. A better modern metaphor might be a city's traffic control center. When the liver is functioning well, qi and blood move freely, like cars on an open highway at midnight. Green lights all the way. Nutrients get delivered on time. Emotions arise, get felt and then release, like cars passing through an intersection. Everything flows. You feel flexible, adaptable, emotionally resilient. The small stuff stays small. But then life happens. A stressful job with a boss who doesn't appreciate you. A relationship that's slowly draining your spirit. Unprocessed grief from a loss you never properly mourned. The constant low-grade hum of notifications, deadlines, expectations. The pressure of just being a functioning person in the 21st century. And suddenly it's like someone cut the power at traffic control during rush hour. In the rain, gridlock, everywhere. This is what Chinese medicine calls liver qi stagnation, gan qi yu jie, gan qi yu jie, and it is, without exaggeration, the single most common pattern behind the modern experience of anxiety. Here's the vicious cycle that traps so many of us. Stress causes your liver qi to stagnate. The energy gets stuck like cars on a blocked highway, and then stagnant liver qi makes you feel even more stressed, more irritable, more anxious, which creates more stagnation, which creates more anxiety. It's a feedback loop that willpower alone cannot break, because it's not just a thought problem. It's a physiological traffic jam happening in real time inside your body. Let me describe what this actually feels like. See if any of this rings a bell. You've had a long, hard day. You're holding it together, barely. Your jaw is tight. Your shoulders are up around your ears. Then someone cuts you off in traffic, or your partner leaves a single dish in the sink, a tiny thing, objectively insignificant. And you explode, like truly, spectacularly explode. And this is the part that really hurts, you feel guilty for exploding, which makes you more tense, which makes you more likely to explode again. That's not a personality disorder. That's stagnant qi desperately looking for an exit. In Chinese medicine, every major organ is associated with a primary emotion. The heart governs joy, the lungs govern grief, the kidneys govern fear, and the liver governs anger, but not just rage, not just the kind of anger that makes you throw things. The liver also governs its more subtle, insidious cousins: irritability, resentment, frustration, impatience, that low-grade feeling of being perpetually annoyed at everything and everyone for no clear reason. When your liver qi is stuck, these emotions don't just come and go like they're supposed to. They pool, they accumulate, they bubble just below the surface, waiting for a trigger, any trigger. And here's the part that fascinates me most. This stuckness, that it doesn't just live in your mood, it shows up in your body in very specific physical, almost diagnostic ways. Ways that Chinese doctors have been cataloging for millennia, and that, once you know them, you can't unsee. Here are three. First, frequent sighing. Do you sigh a lot? Deep, involuntary sighs that you didn't consciously decide to make. People might ask you what's wrong, and you say nothing, because genuinely nothing specific happened. You just felt the need to take a really big breath. That's not drama. In Chinese medicine, sighing is your body's intuitive, unconscious attempt to move stuck qi in your chest. It's trying to break up the traffic jam. Your body is smarter than your conscious mind. Second, chest and ribside tightness. This is the classic physical signature of liver qi stagnation. It can feel like a band wrapped around your chest, like you can't quite get a full breath, or a dull, achy pressure under your ribs, especially on the right side, right where the liver and gallbladder channels run. When qi gets jammed in these pathways, you feel it physically, unmistakably. And third, this one is my favorite because the ancient Chinese name is so vivid. A lump in the throat sensation. You feel like you constantly need to clear your throat, like there's something stuck there. But you look in the mirror and there's nothing. You drink water and it doesn't help. In Chinese medicine, we call this mei he qi, plum pit qi. It literally feels like you swallowed a plum pit that got lodged in your throat. It's one of the most reliable physical signs that your liver qi is stuck. When you see these three signs together, the sighing, the chest tightness, the phantom lump in the throat, alongside your anxiety and irritability, it's a massive diagnostic clue. Your anxiety is not just a mental state, it's a full body experience. The emotional symptoms and the physical symptoms are not separate problems. They are the same problem, different expressions of one stuck liver. Now let me take you somewhere even more specific, because this pattern explains something millions of people experience every single month, something they've been told by doctors, by culture, by the voice in their own head is just part of being a woman. I'm talking about premenstrual anxiety. Do you know this pattern? You're a calm, reasonable, emotionally regulated person for 3 weeks out of the month. And then the week before your period, you transform weepy, irritable, snapping at people you love. Anxiety so intense it feels like your skin is on too tight. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a small voice whispers, "Maybe I'm just crazy." You are not crazy. You are experiencing a textbook flare-up of liver qi stagnation. And here's exactly what's happening. The liver channel, think of it as an energy highway, runs right through the center of your body, and it has major exits at your rib cage, at your reproductive organs, at your breasts. When your liver qi is already a little stagnant from work stress, from life, from the general state of being human, it's like having mild everyday traffic, manageable, you can function. Then, the week before your period, the hormonal shift happens. In Chinese medicine terms, this is a massive coordinated surge of qi and blood moving toward the uterus, preparing for what might come next. It's like adding rush hour to an already congested highway. The result? Complete gridlock, and every exit along the liver highway gets jammed. This is why PMS maps so perfectly onto liver qi stagnation. The mood swings, the anxiety, the weeping, that's the emotional gridlock. The breast tenderness, the liver channel runs right through the breasts, and when qi gets stuck there, it creates distension and pain. The menstrual cramps, stuck qi, inevitably leads to stuck blood. When the uterus tries to do its job against all that resistance, you get sharp, stabbing pain. Your premenstrual anxiety and your breast tenderness and your cramps, they are not three separate problems. They are the same problem. Your liver is screaming for help, and it's using every exit along its highway to get your attention. But there's more. Let's go back to that 1:37 a.m. I mentioned at the very beginning. That wasn't just a random time I picked to sound dramatic. According to the Chinese medicine body clock, different organ systems are in charge during different 2-hour windows, day and night. This system has been mapping the body's internal rhythms for over 2,000 years. Your stomach peaks between 7 and 9 a.m., your heart between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., your kidneys between 5 and 7 p.m., and your liver. Your liver owns the hours between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. If you consistently wake up during this window, and I mean consistently like clockwork, that's not generic insomnia. That's a liver-specific red flag. Your body is telling you exactly which organ needs attention, and here's the deeper reason why. Remember, the liver houses something called the hun, the ethereal soul. During the day, the hun is what gives you vision, direction, a sense of purpose. It's the part of you that can look at your life and say, this is where I'm going. At night, the hun is supposed to return to the liver and rest, this grounding of the soul in the organ. This is what allows truly deep, restorative sleep, the kind where you wake up feeling like you actually slept. But when your liver is in chaos from stagnant qi, inflamed, congested, gridlocked, it's not a comfortable home. The hun can't settle. It becomes restless. It wanders. And when your ethereal soul wanders at night, you wake up, eyes wide open, heart maybe pounding a little, brain immediately serving up a highlight reel of everything you've ever done wrong. Your soul is literally unsheltered, and it's waking you up to tell you, okay, I've just spent about 15 minutes describing a problem that sounds pretty significant. Stuck qi, stuck emotions, explosive anger, PMS from the underworld, a wandering soul at 2 a.m. So what do you actually do about it? Here's the really good news. Moving liver qi doesn't require a prescription. It doesn't require a complicated protocol. It requires movement in all senses of that word, physical, emotional, and energetic. And there are 3 things you can start doing today, right now, after this episode ends. Number 1, move your body, and specifically twist. Stagnation hates movement. It's that simple. Any form of exercise helps. Walking, running, dancing in your kitchen. But the liver especially craves, response to movement that compresses and releases the ribcage area where it physically lives. Think side stretches. Reach one arm up and over your head and lean. Feel that stretch along the side of your body. That's you literally wringing out your liver and gallbladder channels. Gentle spinal twists, the kind you might do in a yoga class. Hip openers, even something as simple as standing with your feet planted and slowly twisting your torso from side to side, letting your arms swing. Try this for me. Stand up, feet hip width apart. Reach your right arm up and lean to the left. Hold for 10 seconds. Now switch sides. Do this every morning for a week. You might notice that you're sighing less, that the tight band around your chest loosened a notch. That's not placebo, that's qi moving. Number 2, add a little sour to your life. In Chinese 5-element theory, every flavor has an affinity for a specific organ. The theory maps relationships between flavors, organs, seasons, and emotions. Salty goes to the kidneys, bitter goes to the heart, sweet goes to the spleen, and sour enters the liver. A small amount of a sour taste can help soften a hardened, stagnant liver and encourage it to release and flow. It's like a gentle signal in a language your liver understands. This doesn't mean eating a whole bag of sour gummy worms. It means small, intentional things. A squeeze of fresh lemon in your warm water first thing in the morning. A splash of good apple cider vinegar with the mother in your salad dressing. A few slices of naturally fermented pickles with your lunch. These are small gestures, but every time you taste that sour note, you're speaking directly to your liver, and your liver is listening. Number 3, and this might be the most important of all, move your emotions. The liver hates repression more than anything. I mean this literally. Holding back tears when you need to cry, swallowing your anger to keep the peace, putting on a brave, smiling face when you're falling apart inside. These are guaranteed ways to create more stagnation. The emotion doesn't disappear. It just gets stuck, lodged in your liver channel like a car abandoned in the middle of the highway. Chinese medicine doesn't ask you to think positive. It doesn't ask you to reframe your thoughts or practice gratitude or any of that. It asks you, invites you to let the emotion move through you. This might mean journaling, not the tidy, Instagram-worthy kind, the messy kind, the kind where you write things you would never say out loud. It might mean having the honest conversation you've been avoiding. It might mean screaming into a pillow. It might mean, and I say this with complete sincerity, having a good, ugly, cathartic cry on your bathroom floor, giving your frustration a voice, a real, embodied physical voice. This is one of the most powerful things you can do for your liver. It sends a message. It's safe now. You can let go. You can flow again. I want to leave you with one image to carry into your week. The next time you feel that familiar anxiety rising, the knot tightening in your chest, the sigh that won't stop coming, the irritation that feels bigger than whatever just happened, stop for a moment, take 5 deep breaths, do that side stretch, and instead of asking yourself the question you always ask, why can't I just calm down? What's wrong with me? Try asking a completely different question. Ask, what is my liver trying to tell me right now? Because your liver has been talking to you this whole time. Through the sighs, through the tight chest, through the 2 a.m. wake-ups, through the eruption over a dirty dish that was never really about the dish, through the PMS that you thought was just your lot in life. So let me pull this all together. We started with a question. Why does your anxiety keep coming back no matter how many meditation apps you try? And the answer turned out to be hiding in an organ you never thought to ask. Your liver is your body's traffic controller. When it's overwhelmed by stress, by unprocessed emotions, by the sheer pressure of modern life, qi gets stuck. And stuck qi doesn't just sit there quietly. It shows up as the sighing, the chest tightness, the 2 a.m. wake-ups, the explosion over a dirty dish, the PMS that makes you feel like a stranger in your own body. But here's the thing, stuck qi is not a life sentence. It responds to movement, twisting your body, tasting something sour, letting out the cry you've been holding back. These aren't complicated protocols, they're signals. They tell your liver it's safe now. You can flow again. Your anxiety is not a brain chemistry error. It's not a personal failure. It's not evidence that you're broken or weak. It's a traffic jam. And traffic jams, they can be cleared. Until next time, friends, take care of your qi. Team, thanks for listening. This was East and Inner. If this connected with you, join us on Apple Podcasts. Just search East and Inner. The full written article is at tcmway.net. This podcast is for educational purposes only, not medical advice. Please consult your doctor before making any health changes. Full articles and references at tcmway.net. Talk to you next time.